away to Galatasaray in the Champions League this evening. We'll get into that in a second. Let me just run you through the full times then in the Champions League. Atletico Madrid 5-1 wins against Frankfurt. Spurs drawing 2-2 at Bodo Glimt. Jose's return to Chelsea ends in a 1-0 defeat. Galatasaray beat Liverpool by a goal to no win to 3-0 winners against Slavia Prague. Marseille 4-0 winners at Ajax. Bayern put 5 past Paphos, and Derby 1, Charlton 1 is the full time. We've got about 10 more minutes or so until the sports bar comes in, and I'm sure a lot of Liverpool fans want to have their say. Kwaku, back-to-back defeats for Liverpool. What have you made of it all?
Liverpool fans will tell me that nothing to worry about. We're still won games. We're still top of the league. We're still gelling, new players. Okay, cool. I understand that. But now the game against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge is a must-win now, because a team like Liverpool can't lose.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair.
And we can talk about settling and we get it's a new team and trying to play a new style of football, but it's not been good at the beginning of the season, Ryan. It's just not.
But I don't think you can say that if we're top of the league. You can't say it's not being good and you be top of the league, mate.
I can.
You can't?
I can.
Well, that's nonsense then, isn't it?
No, it's not, though. How is it nonsense?
But how can you be top of the league and not be good? How can you be top of the league and not be good?
Let's go.
No, but you answered me that question.
Yeah.
How can you be top of the league and not be good?
Because we've only played 5 games.
6.
Yeah. That's how. We've only played 6 games.
So you don't think that's a measure at all in terms of...
No, I don't think
grinding out results.
I don't think this league table is going to be reflective of where we'll be at the end of the league in terms of teams 1 to 2.
So what do these 2 games say about then? So if you're throwing it back on me saying we've only played 6 games and you're reacting off 2, what do these 2 give you then?
Through the games I'm reacting off.
What do these 2 give you?
Do it then. Go through the games then.
So Bournemouth.
Yeah.
You could talk about, and the thing is, I actually.
2-0 up in that game, by the way.
And yeah, I'll give you the Bournemouth one as well, because the emotion of the game and everything. The Bournemouth one is the first game of the season. I can allow that. Newcastle game, no. 10 men for 45 minutes, and you scraped it. 16-year-old came to your rescue with a last-minute winner. Congratulations. Not a good performance. It just wasn't, objectively.
Yeah. First half, no. Don't think it was a good performance. 2-0 up after 50. Not a good performance.
And the second half
against a Newcastle team that, in terms of the emotion that was into that fixture.
Anthony Gordon gets a stupid red card. Second half.
Is St James's Park an easy place to go?
Second half, 10 men, Newcastle, you should be destroying them. You shouldn't let them back into the game. A team supposed to be the best team in the world shouldn't be 2-0 up against 10 men in the second half and just about scrape a win there. But you won.
But what's the purpose of football, mate? You win games, don't you? So did we win that game?
He didn't win tonight.
Did we win that game? No, you're dissecting the fixtures before, mate. We're not dissecting tonight.
So let's go
start here, yeah? So go on.
Come to the games there.
Next one. Go to Arsenal, yeah?
Arsenal at home.
Arsenal at home.
Fantastic. I think that is... You talk about the 45 minutes against Everton. I think Arsenal at home, you found a way to win a game against the next best team in the league. I'd say fantastic.
So we found a way to win a game against a Newcastle side that have got one of the best defences in the league.
10 men.
It's irrelevant. The defence, mate, just gets solidified with less men.
Sam, was the second half performance good against Newcastle?
No.
Yes or no?
Have
you played well for 90 minutes this season?
No, that's
no.
Oh, no, probably not.
So I'm completely.
We haven't needed to be fair.
Well, now you're saying that, but you agree with me. It's a must-win on.
But also, I don't agree with that. I don't think it's must-win.
No, I just think in terms of correct the trajectory. You can't have a
must-win game, 7 games. You got to be top. It's a must-win game.
You can to correct the trajectory. You can. It's not necessarily must-win in terms of how will that decide the league that game. No, but in terms of correcting the trajectory, it was like Arsenal's game against Newcastle. I felt that was must-win for them.
5 points behind.
But it was less about that. It was more about Liverpool losing against Crystal Palace and them showing the ability to capitalise. That was what was significant about that win against Newcastle.
You beat Arsenal.
We beat Arsenal.
What was the game after Arsenal? Was it Everton?
Burnley away.
Was that a good performance?
Yeah. Well, no, not really.
No,
but we got over the line.
Against a team just come up, but okay, take that because you got a last minute penalty. Then
we got over the line.
Okay, but you played really poorly against a team.
But we got over the line.
Okay, so the same grace that you get given for coming over the line against Burnley, did Man United get that when they beat Burnley last minute? No, it didn't. No one said Man United got over the line. Said it was
but that's on the backdrop of them winning two games since January.
And this is on the backdrop of you losing against Crystal Palace.
There's a backdrop of us winning 5 of our opening 6. So you use your stats whatever way you want to use them.
Performances don't matter, Bromlow. Performances don't matter. Well, because I think the poor performances have led up to
they do if the results in if you're falling off a cliff. We're top of the league. I genuinely can't believe you just said Liverpool haven't been good in the top of the league. I don't genuinely. How would you get to that conclusion?
Because the levels.
How can you be above everybody else and play Newcastle, Bournemouth, Arsenal, a Merseyside derby?
So you've been good. So you've been good this season.
Well, I'd say we've been decent enough, mate, because we're top of the league.
Have you been good this season?
We're top of the league.
Have you been good?
Yeah, I will say we've been good because we've been top of the league. We've not been excellent. We've not been our rip-roaring best.
Right, I'll jump in and I'll say...
We don't need to be. We're phasing into a season, mate. It's a long campaign.
I would agree with the majority of what you said.
It is.
I would say.
You go like this for?
No. Come on, Bromelo. Like
he's calling me by my second name now. I feel like I'm back in school.
If you lose against Chelsea, which you won't because we're terrible, you lose against Chelsea on Saturday, 3 losses heading into an international break. I think on the balance of things, will people say Liverpool had a good start to the season? No. I think the answer would be no.
Even Liverpool going top of the table.
Going to the top of the table, but you won't be top of the table if you lose against Chelsea.
Well, what happens if Arsenal don't? So if there's a scenario where Liverpool are top of the table, right, after 7 games, and they lose against Chelsea, you still don't believe that's the case?
I don't think you had a good start to the season, no.
Well, why wouldn't we have? We're top of the league.
You won't be top of the league if you lose against...
No, but I'll just give you a scenario if we were.
What, if you beat Chelsea?
No, if we don't beat Chelsea, but we still end up being top of the league because Arsenal don't beat West Ham.
I still have the ability to analyse objectively and say that I don't think you played well.
Okay, analyse objectively the top of the league.
Right, can I jump in? Because you know I'm on your side on this one. Yeah. One thing I would agree with Kwaku, there are positives to take from this season.
Yeah.
But one thing that is possibly a concern is I think the lack of control in games, the lack of dominance in games. And one thing I would say that concerns me, I think if we continue to play like this, where it feels like we're not controlling games, it feels like we're way more open than in last season. I think if we don't sort things out, I do worry a little bit that we might not be as fortunate with the last-minute penalty, a last-minute winner moving forward. And one thing I would say is I do think performances, consistency in games, dominance in games, does need to improve. Is that fair? Can you give Kwaku that?
No, I can't give him anything. I'm not giving him anything.
No.
Nothing.
But right, the quality of these performances in the next 7-8 games.
Yeah.
If I offered you these performances in terms of game management and control and dominance in the next 8 games, there's no way you take
Depends on the result, mate.
But I'm talking about performances.
If we produce the same results, probably it would.
Do you not want performances to get better?
Mate, we're at the start of the season. You don't get to your best until February, March, April, May. That's when it's the crunch period. That's when you need to start playing.
That's when you were at your worst last season. Last season, you were at your best.
Because you won the league in March, lads. That's why.
You've got to be at your best all the way through
the
season.
You love context, you don't.
If you're going through a poor run of form, I'm allowed to say you're playing poorly. Yeah, you might be top of the league, but I don't care. I'm watching the football and you're not playing well.
What do you want us to do?
So you're telling me my eyes don't work. You're telling me that I'm watching a team that's playing well right now.
Well,
I'm telling you I'm watching a team playing poorly. You can say top of the league all you want, mate.
And the top of the league. You're saying Liverpool aren't good in the top of the league?
Yes.
So I don't go.
No, you're not saying that. You're saying Liverpool are not playing
well. I'm saying Liverpool going to win the league, right? I think Liverpool will win this league. I say you're not playing well right now. What's wrong with that? Is there anything wrong with that?
No, you say in terms of our performance, you're saying that we haven't been good.
No, you haven't been good.
Well, we must have been to get to a point where we're top of the league. I don't know why you can't compute that.
You are top of the league.
On what? On just pure sheer luck. Over the course of 6-7 games.
I could argue.
How would it be sheer luck, mate? It's character. It's digging yourself out of games. And that's showing ingredients that you have to do when you win the title.
And I agree with that. That's also a good... That's the sign of champions, isn't it?
This argument's silly because you're saying the excuse for the last 2 games that you lost, but you were like, oh, but it doesn't matter because we played well. But then you said in the Premier League, you're top of the league and it's just about the score, but you guys haven't been playing well.
But it's the context of the games. It's the context.
And also, they're not must win because it's the beginning of the season. But later on, if you guys continue on,
but psychologically, it's an important game. It's a significant game, isn't it? Psychologically, on Saturday, it's a significant game.
So psychologically, it's good for teams like Spurs and Chelsea who are a bit up and down with that, and then they can come in with a bit of hope against Liverpool because Crystal Palace can win.
But, well...
Yeah.
Our time is up. If you are watching on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart Chelsea Liverpool, we've got to watch Chelsea Liverpool together on Saturday at 5:30, don't we? If you are watching on talkSPORT's YouTube channel or on your smart TVs, the Sports Bar is coming next. If you want to get involved in the show, you know the number 03717 223344. A mixed bag for English sides in the Champions League. Kwaku's Chelsea beat Benfica by 1-0 on Jose Mourinho's return to Stamford Bridge. Jess went through all the emotions. Spurs drawing away to Bodo Glimt. Liverpool back-to-back back-to-back defeats. Easy for me. You guys got me flustered, haven't you? Losing 1-0 away to Galatasaray. The Sports Bar is next on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs. talkSPORT Goals is back on Saturday afternoon. Good night.
Good evening and welcome to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. I'm Jamie Haaaaas, and alongside me tonight, former Galatasaray striker Dean Saunders is with me. Big talking points. Liverpool, they lost away at Galatasaray. Strange starting lineup from Arne Slot. And what on earth has happened to Canate? 03717223344. Spurs have gone and done it again. Shocking performance, but we come away with a draw. That's just what we do now. Jose Mourinho, he didn't have the dream start. Chelsea win 1-0. Wasn't a great game, but another red card. We're going to head over to Nigeria as well to speak to Spencer Oliver, ahead of a big night of boxing coming up. But it's all about the Champions League. Have your say on your team. 03717223344. All right, Dino.
All right, Jamie.
How are you, mate?
Very good, thanks, yeah. Very good. Bit of a surprise tonight. Galatasaray beating Liverpool, but they deserved it.
Yeah, I have to say, I thought Galatasaray were absolutely brilliant. I mean, they could have been maybe 2 or 3 up. Liverpool had a couple of chances, but I think the best team won.
Well, I think they could have scored 4 or 5. I was thinking half-time 4-2 to Galatasaray would have been a fair scoreline at half-time. But then you look at the fans, the way the fans turned up tonight, Galatasaray supporters. Then you look at the way the players played above themselves. They were disciplined, worked their socks off, hustling, not allowing Liverpool's good players to pick their head up and find a pass without a bit of contact. 8 yellow cards in the game, but that was down to them leaving their foot in at times and making it horrible. And then, you know, I just, there's no excuse. I mean, Liverpool have picked a weakened team. Yeah. Brought on Salah, Isaac at half an hour to go on it, something like that. Made a bit of a difference, but didn't create enough. And it was mainly down to, 11 players working his socks off to stop Liverpool creating. Osimhen looked dangerous, didn't he? Every time they won the ball back.
Yeah, he did.
And you're right about Canate. He's had one of his worst games tonight. Unforced errors.
Oh,
and
giving the ball away,
he's lost his confidence. I think he's when you're at the back.
Confidence. How can he lose his confidence? They won the Premier League last season.
Yeah, I just think everybody loses a bit of belief, Jamie. I think once you made a few mistakes and you start, if you've got any sort of pride about you, you try not to do it in the next game. But before you know it, you get a bit nervous on the ball, and every pass you make's a doubt. Instead of him just stroking it about with Van Dijk, he's give a few dodgy passes to Van Dijk, dodgy ones into midfield, looked off balance when he was defending, looked desperate at times. Szoboszlai obviously gives a penalty away in the first half. It is a penalty. It's just his backhands at Yilmaz in the face.
Not sure I'm having him playing as a fullback.
Well, they targeted him, didn't they? Because he kept rolling the ball inside him, and Yilmaz was trying to get down the side of him, getting in behind him, and which he did. And saying that, I thought Szoboszlai second half, he always takes part in the game. He always gives 100%.
He's a top player.
And he's got the energy to play like that. But
Arne Slot got it wrong tonight?
Well, he's not played his strongest team, has he? So we'll have to wait and see. He's trying to find his best team, innit? You know, again, I was hoping that Wirtz would score a goal. He just needs a goal to get going. At times, he looks a bit lightweight, and
I thought he'd done all right tonight, Wirtz, to be fair. I know
he's a class player.
He created, it go unnoticed because they didn't score Liverpool, but he actually created 2 or 3 really good opportunities for them.
Yeah,
they weren't taken, but that's what you want from him at least.
Yeah, he's trying to get on the half turn and thread people in.
Yeah.
Ekitike played well again. Bad news though, Alisson looks like he's got a hamstring strain, and Ekitike looked like he was feeling his hamstring.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed on that one, because all round it was a real bad night for Liverpool.
It was a bad night. All over the place at the back. Strange back four performance again from them. Alisson getting them out of trouble. Let's go to some calls. Go to Callum. He's a Liverpool fan. Right, Cal?
Jamie here, right? Dino, how you doing?
Yeah, we're good, mate. What do you make of it?
What a disaster. What a disaster.
I can't hear what you're saying, Callum, to be honest, but I'm sure the producer will put mine right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Dean can't. It's over his headphones.
We'll sort it.
I was trying to say that why Scott didn't play Conor Bradley at right back. I don't have an Scooby-Doo. Another one is that the Salah was left on the bench and it's disjointed. Words, oh my God, I don't know what to say about Words.
Wirtz feels like the easy target here, Cal. I'll be honest. I watched him closely tonight, and yeah, look, there are things he needs to improve on. Physically, I think he needs to be. He did create a few.
Of all the midfield, Jamie, we were stacked last season. Why did we need Wirtz? We needed Gehi more than Wirtz.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
We should have spent that money on Gehi instead of Wirtz. And Ishak, oh my God, he's just. I don't know what's going on with him. His fitness level is not high. Ekitike is the only player has been, showing some light over all the transfers.
Yeah.
And the other ones have been duds. So
they're not dud. You can't call him a dud.
He's like the opposite. Slot is the opposite of Ange. Ange has second season gets a trophy. Slot gets first season trophy and second season's rubbish. So if
I'm back in the race.
You can't call Arnie Slot rubbish.
Well, I've just heard that, Jamie.
You're top of the league.
If Slot doesn't get anything this season, those 0 trophies, his position should be into question as well.
He just started.
The season's over, mate. The season's over.
What do you mean the season's over? What are you going on about?
I can tell by now that what's going on. Konate should be sold in January. Sell Konate now. Sell Konate to Madrid. His head's gone. And get Gehi in January. That's the only thing that's going to save the season.
I think you're overreacting. It's not easy. It's not easy going.
You can see the writing on the wall.
What's the writing? What's the writing on the wall? What's he saying? Well, you're not going to win nothing.
The defense is disjointed. There's no defense. We've lost Trent. We've lost Robertson and Tsimikas. Tsimikas is gone. Robertson's on the bench. Kirkis is.
You ain't lost him, have you? He's still there.
Well. He's still there, but Kirkis is not playing. Konate and Van Dijk has been affected by the 2 fullbacks has been missing.
Yeah.
So the defense is disjointed, and Slot doesn't know how to. These new players doesn't know how to fit them in. So all I'm saying is that we're just waiting for the wheels to come off. Arsenal has got solid defense. They're going to win the league. I'm saying. And we're going to go. We might even be lucky to get 4th place.
Oh. Well, I do agree with you on what you said about the fullbacks, because it's the only part of your football team where if one of you doesn't play well, the whole back four look a shambles. If one of you is not in sync.
Yeah.
So you get used to where seeing Trent's on my right shoulder, Andy Robertson's on my left shoulder. They're on the same line as me. We're moving up together. We're moving back together. When you get one player that's like Sloboslai a couple of times tonight was 2 yards behind Konate. He's trying to play offside Konate.
Yeah.
Getting it all wrong, not realising Sloboslai's behind him.
Yeah, I know, but he's not.
So they're out of sync. You're right about that, but I think you're overreacting.
Yeah, just a bit. Let's go to Gary. He's a Liverpool fan. Gary?
Oh, hello. Thanks for having me on.
All right.
Hi, Gary.
Well, what do you make of it tonight?
Well, look, I think there's just a massive imbalance in the team, and you guys are highlighting that. I think people are jumping on Konate's back a bit too much. It's like trying to play with a brand new backline. It's hard work. It's also like Wirtz, I think, gets a lot of stick, which I saw him today. I thought he was actually quite good. He's getting some great spaces, but it's just not connected. You've got a new strike force, etc. Losing Núñez and Diaz, Jota, huge loss. I'm still impacted with that. I find it hard sometimes to cope not having Jota there, because he would have come on and bagged the goal, no doubt.
Well, yeah.
Do you know what the thing is, Gary? The 3 players you mentioned, Núñez, Diaz and Jota, they scored 33 goals between them last season. That is hard to replace. And by the way, they'd get in most teams, those 3. So when you're replacing them...
look at Diaz at Bayern Munich now. He's doing fantastic. And there's no doubt his tenacity is what we miss.
Yeah, and when you replace them, because the transfer fees are so high, you automatically think they're an upgrade. Not necessarily.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I hear what you're saying.
I like Diaz. Jamie, I just want to say as well, thank you for you and Jason Knights. You really helped me on the truck driving mentally as well.
Thanks, Cal.
Me laughing. Dino, your storytelling, thanks so much as well. I love it.
Gaz, you're a star, mate. I appreciate that. Cundy normally talks garbage, so I don't know how you put up with him.
Well, last time I seen the pair of you had clowns out. What's all that about?
Oh, well,
how far are you going to
we've got the props, mate. We've got them here. We're just waiting for someone to, start us off. I'll tell you who starts off. Moaning Mo. He's a Liverpool fan. All right, Mo.
Mo.
You're all right.
How are you, Mo? You good?
I'm not good. Honestly, not good. I don't know why you're giving what's-his-face. I even forgot his name. He's so
What's
irrelevant.
his face?
Florian Wirtz is his name.
Mm.
Yeah, that guy. He is the worst Premier League signing in history. He is one of the worst Liverpool signings ever.
What are you doing?
Why on earth are you giving him credit? He's done absolutely nothing. He's gone 009. Not one goal, not one assist in 9 games, and you dare to give him credit.
Good player, mate. Good player.
Mo, admittedly, he's struggling at the minute, but he's not the worst player in the history.
Admittedly struggling. And listen, he should be thrown out of the squad for the next 6 weeks, in my opinion. He shouldn't even smell the squad, smell the first lineup. Salah as well. You haven't mentioned Salah. He's been rancid. He's been turgid all season. And they made that stupid little video when he signed the contract of 400 grand a week. He doesn't deserve 400 quid a week. As for Ekitike, he hasn't been that good either.
He's been
what are you on about?
Ekitike's been brilliant.
Ekitike hasn't been that good either. He keeps scoring a jammy goal and then ends up dancing or doing something stupid. And then you wax lyrical upon him.
You're winding us up, Mo.
I'm not winding you up. They have been
Ekitike's been really good. You can't say.
Ekitike has not been really good. He's been really good in comparison to people that have been absolutely turgid. They've been rancid.
Mate, what are you on about? You're top of the Premier League. You're top of the league. You've lost against Galatasaray in their own backyard. They played an unbelievable game tonight, hanging in there. It's your defence is the problem. You don't want to be moaning at Ekitike, mate. It's Canate who's the issue.
300 million. Even if Galatasaray score a goal, Wirtz should have the capability to do something. He cost 130 million.
I think he created 3 clear-cut chances tonight for Liverpool.
He didn't.
He did. One for Isak and one for Conor Bradley.
It wasn't even that good.
What?
It was a jammy pass to Isak, and that wasn't even that good of a pass.
Mo, tonight, right, the only way Galatasaray could win that game is because obviously Liverpool have got better players than Galatasaray. They've spent £500 million on the world's best players. Was if Galatasaray played above themselves...
No, hold on.
And Liverpool... Hang on, let me finish. If Galatasaray have played above themselves and Liverpool have played below themselves. And the crowd...
No, they haven't.
They have.
What are you on about? Wirtz has played 10 games. Oh, we're waiting for him to settle in. We're waiting October. Waiting for him to settle in. It'll be November time. Oh, let's just wait for Wirtz to settle in. What's he doing?
So if both teams play well, who do you think would win?
If both teams
played well, maximum.
Have we even played well? Have Liverpool even played well?
Are you top of the league?
10 games.
You top?
Because they keep getting jammy winners in the 99th minute.
I mean...
They haven't been that good at all. Just open your eyes for a second and look at Florian Wirtz's performances. Open your eyes.
He's a really clever, intelligent footballer. At the minute,
oh my God!
At the minute,
really clever,
right?
Intelligent at doing what?
He's
and not getting goals and not getting assists.
Mo, he's 22 years of age, and he's trying to adapt.
He costs 120 million. He costs 125 million.
That's not down to him, though, is it?
His age is irrelevant. It is down to him.
Good player. Mo, he's a good player, mate.
Cringy photos in his top. Nobody cares, mate. Posting on Instagram every 45 seconds, and you haven't even got one assist or one goal contribution. You should be ashamed of yourself, Florian Wirtz. You should be ashamed of yourself. I've had enough of this.
Moaning.
Come on, Mo. They're top of the league.
I've had enough.
All right, Mo. See you later. He's not happy. Good player, Florian Wirtz.
Hey, they're top of the league.
They're top of the league, and they've lost against a really good Galatasaray performance. Do you know what I mean? They was, and the fans and everything like that is not an easy place to go. Let me tell you, that is a tough place to go. So, they weren't great tonight. Defensively, they're all over. They've got issues at the back. The front four are going to come good. I'm sorry, they are going to. Isak, Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, they are going to come good, 100%. The back, I'm not so sure about. Frimpong, Kerkez, Kanate, that doesn't look like an improvement from what they've had in the past.
I'm not saying this after the event either. I said it to you off the air. Who's the best passer of the ball, arguably, in the world? Trent. Do you think Salah's going to miss him? Because obviously a lot of Salah's service come from disguised passes that he was on the same wavelength as Trent.
Yeah.
A lot of his... How did he keep getting in behind people? Because Trent would say, like, before I've even got the ball, start running.
Mm.
And
Frimpong seems like someone who wants to run with the ball. Do you know what I mean? He's like a marauding fullback. Trent was more of a football player who would like to assist Salah.
And both fullbacks...
feels like that's kind of gone out of their team. But,
yeah, you're right. Both fullbacks tonight had opportunities to pick people out in the box and didn't.
Mm. All right, get your calls in, Liverpool fans. Awful performance. What did you make of it? Spurs fans as well. I want to hear from you. We dug out a performance somehow, come away with a draw. 03 717 22 33 44. You are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie Haaaaas and Dean Saunders. We're going to hear from Benfica gaffer Jose Mourinho after his side were beaten by Chelsea tonight. But first, Liverpool were beaten 1-0 by Galatasaray in the Champions League. Here's how it sounded on talkSPORT.
Haaaaas down the left-hand side of the area. Steps inside, but Soboslai says he went down for a penalty. It's been given. Galatasaray given a penalty as Yilmaz is clipped by Soboslai. It's Osimhen against Alisson. Right-footed, right down the middle. Alisson dived past it, and Galatasaray lead. Osimhen breaking through. Osimhen saved by Alisson. One-on-one. Nodded down. Konate tries to get the volley away. Penalty given. It's clear that Singo gets the first touch before Konate hits the bottom of his foot, and that's why the penalty has been chalked off. And the full-time whistle has gone, and Liverpool have suffered back-to-back defeats after their imperious start to the season. There was to be no late show in Istanbul.
Oh, it's nothing to do with me, that package noise. Honestly, the clown music. Horrible, aren't they? Horrible it is.
Harsh. That's right. Full stadium. I've played for them.
Yeah.
Remember playing Sparta Prague there one night in a European game?
Yeah.
Couldn't see the pitch. Yellow and red smoke. So they've obviously banned the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
But the whistling, you can't...
Hostile, right?
You can't actually shout, leave it, over. You can't hear yourself speak. You must have played in games like that where, you know, the atmosphere's...
Yeah, Billericay, Enfield Town. Big game, mate.
Billericay. Yeah. There's all the dogs barking. Hey, I've just gone through it here. Right,
go on.
Because you need to go away. When you go to Galatasaray, you got to have 9 of your players got to get 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
not enough. Alisson 9.
Yeah,
this is my opinion.
This is your
5
ratings.
Kirkes 5. Okay. Sloboslai 6.
All right,
struggled, but sort of
gave away a penalty.
Yeah, but I'm going to give him 6 because it was just. I thought he'd done all right second half. Konate 4.
Mm-hmm.
Van Dijk 8. Didn't think Van Dijk done a lot wrong. McAllister, when he come on, 4. Gravenberch, 4, giving it away for fun.
Yeah.
Doesn't normally do that. Curtis Jones, 6. Wirtz, 5. Ekatike, 7.
Mm.
Salah, when he come on, 7. Gapco, 6.
Isak.
So when you go Isak, when he come on, and it nearly scored with his first touch. Hard to judge him, but I would say 6. So there you go. Not enough 7 out of 10s, which is why you play for Liverpool, because you've got the skills and the mentality to turn up every week.
Yeah. Let's go to
outfought.
Yeah, let's go to Chris. He's a Liverpool fan. All right, Chris?
Hi, Chris.
Evening, gents. How you both doing?
I'm all right, Chris. I'm all right. Look, there's been a lot of reaction already from Liverpool fans. What do you make of the performance?
Well, I thought you had 2 really, really reactionary callers and then 2 quite sensible ones. I think the Galatasaray were incredibly well organised. I thought Lamina in the middle, he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Really, really physically, his prowess, showed through the midfield. I thought Torreira was also magnificent as well. Tackles and fouls, they're his game.
Gundogan.
And Gundogan Gundogan as well showed his experience throughout the game as well. It's quite weird, isn't it? Man City re-signed him and then let him go, and he's doing that in the Champions League.
Yeah, but there's levels though, isn't there? You got to do it every week, man.
And you got to remember they breeze Galatasaray will breeze past a lot of Turkish teams. And when the Champions League game comes round,
cup final,
Osimhen, this is what excites them.
Yeah,
they're ready for it, and the fans are ready for it.
Yeah.
So you get them on a day like today, they're hard to beat.
Chris, what about the back four though? Because that for me is where Liverpool have got a problem. Conceding goals for fun.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened with Konate this season. I don't know. The rumours are he's had his head turned by Real Madrid. But I don't know. He just seems a bit off, and anyone next to Virgil van Dijk is going to look amazing, and he looks absolutely shambolic at times.
Yeah, he looked miles off it tonight. Like he'd forgotten how to pass the ball.
Yeah, I would have preferred Joe Gomez to start tonight, to be quite honest, and his injury proneness.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with you. He just looked desperate. Normally, the two of them, they never get the shorts dirty. They just reading the game and nodding it back. And today, Konate's desperate last ditch sliding tackles, but he's just lost his confidence. I think he's obviously a good player.
You saw it at the weekend. You saw that Glasner definitely told Mateta, "Don't go for Virgil, go for Konate."
Yeah.
And he just exposed him completely throughout the game. And I don't know, Mateta, Osimhen, similar build kind of players, fast, strong. Yeah, he just couldn't handle them both.
I'll give you a different slant on it, and it might not be anything to do with it. But when you let your contract run down, what has he got? 10 months left?
Yeah.
Something like that.
He's got 10 months left, right? He's probably been offered, just say he's been offered 300 grand a week off Liverpool to sign a new contract, 3-year contract.
Yeah.
I don't know how many million that is. What is it, about 50 million quid when you add the whole lot up?
Yeah, go on.
Right now.
It's about 15 million.
How much is it? How much is the whole lot? Like 300 grand a week for 3 years?
Yeah, go on.
Whatever it is, right? Yeah. So right now, if he gets injured, the whole lot's gone. He gets nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
If he broke his leg tomorrow in the game.
So what are you saying?
He's lost every. It's a risk. The risk he's taking, letting his contract run down, is that he gets injured. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you've got that hanging over you. Well, are you going to be 100% committed?
He's playing for Liverpool.
Yeah, but are you going to be subconsciously? Are you going to be 100% committed when you're going into challenges? That if you get injured tomorrow, which you can, as Dean Ashton, finished ankle at 27, you put your.
I don't think Konate's going out on a football pitch.
It's something you've got need. No, but it's something
thinking that, I don't want to go in for this crunch tackle here because I might get injured. I don't think that's the case. He can't pass the ball.
But Jimmy, you play in a semi-final. Say you're in the cup final, the league game before the cup final. Subconsciously, you try not to get injured. Same thing.
Yeah, but surely he would want to demonstrate that he would want to play for Real Madrid by being a good defender.
Yeah, he'll have all the right intentions, but I still think it's not a good situation for him to be in.
All right, Chris, listen, thanks for your call. I'm going to go to Alex, who's a Liverpool fan. All right, Al?
All good, guys. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right, thanks.
There's a bit of a reaction here from Liverpool fans. They're not happy.
Yeah, I mean, really disappointing performance tonight. I think, Dino, you're being generous to Konate, giving him a 4. He would be lucky to get 1. I don't know what's happened to him. I've heard the rumours about Madrid. He just doesn't look like the same player. And I'm not going to get all overreactionary to, the performance tonight. Wirtz has come in for a lot of flack. I think he just needs time to adapt. I think Ekitike looks unreal, so I hope he's all right. But, we've got to remember, we're not playing well at the minute, but we're top of the league. A little bit of context. We're going to breeze through the Champions League. I'm not too worried, but, Konate, his head's on Mars. I don't know what's gone on there. I don't know what you guys think.
Well, if you think of the reasons, what could it be, right? Trent's not there. He's got a different right back playing alongside him, Sloboslai, who's not a right back. He's got Conor Bradbury there. He's got Frimpong, who's trying to keep his head above water, at the side of him. On the left side of him, he's got Van Dijk, who he's played with all his career. And then on the other side of Van Dijk, you've got Kerkez, who's a new fullback. So he's got different players playing with him. His contract's up, and he's lost a bit of confidence. It could be any of them reasons.
I agree. I mean, and it's a hostile environment, right, tonight. That was crazy, they're making more noise when the subs came on. So, I think, people need to calm down. Remember,
Liverpool have played in hostile environments before, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, it's a tough place to go. Of course it is. But that was a terrible performance against Crystal Palace and a terrible performance tonight.
And Galatasaray were brilliant.
Yeah, Galatasaray were brilliant. You haven't been amazing this season, but you're top of the league. Can't get away from that because that's what champions do. But in terms of the performances right now, it's not been great.
No, and Wirtz is worrying me. There was times he got in a great position, didn't shoot, checks back. He seems to check back all the time. But I suppose that will come. But classic overreaction. I think people need to just realise we're where we are. We're champions for a reason. The quality will shine through, and I don't think we'll be relying on these last-minute winners and stuff. It will come. It will come.
I've been in his shoes. I went to Liverpool for a big transfer, and I never scored for the first 3 games. And
didn't you?
How did you feel? honestly, I can't. You couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. Like, you're tempted to stay out on the training pitch longer to try and like put things right, and like, what can I do?
Yeah.
You know, the staff at Liverpool were they were just like, hey, we've paid a lot of money for you. Get on with it.
Yeah.
You know, work it out, son. Work it out for yourself.
Work it out.
There's no Roy Evans would come round and say, don't worry. You know.
Well, I mean, look, you've been there. You've been in them shoes, right? You've lived in it.
It's horrendous.
It's a tough, because Liverpool's a huge football club with a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
If you don't perform when you come in for money,
they just sell you and get someone else. I felt like I had a 3-bedroom detached house took off my shoulders when I scored against Spurs.
Yeah.
My first goal. I can't tell you the relief. I was like, you get embarrassed. Like, you know how much money they've played for you.
Yeah.
You know what's expected from you. You'll be feeling the same thing.
Yeah.
Thinking like, I've 7 games without scoring now.
Yeah.
I just need one to shin in the corner. Yeah, a half volley tonight, didn't he? A brilliant half volley on the turn. And you need that to go off his shin and hit the inside of the post and go in. And you think, I'm off and running.
Yeah.
All right, keep your calls coming in, Liverpool fans. You can have your say. 03 717 22 3344. Listen to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie Hara and Dean Saunders. We'll take a look at Spurs, who fought back for a huge draw against Bodo Glimt tonight. But first, let's crack on with all your calls. Liverpool fans, another shocking performance. 03 717 223344. Bodo Glimt, good team.
Bobo Glins.
Yeah, Bodo Glimt.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, good team, mate.
Never heard of them.
Good team. Let's go to Rob. He's a Liverpool fan. Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Are you okay? Boys.
How are you, Rob? How are you feeling?
Not too bad. Disappointed with the result tonight, but basically, the point that I was putting across to the guy who answered the phone before, team, we had Henderson, we had Milner, right? We had players like that.
Yeah.
Necessarily didn't have the talent. Players that we bought in today, the likes of 120 million.
Yeah.
Kirkhead, like this. Expensive players. But they played, Milner, Henderson, they played with passion. And if the manager isn't going to instill passion into the side, Galatasaray, they turned up today. Passion. Played with passion.
I don't think Liverpool had a lack of passion out there.
I do.
There's a lack of quality.
Well, you know what you're saying there? What you're saying about the three. So it was Ronaldo, Henderson, Milner. There were three players who sacrificed their own game, unselfish players, because they had Mane, Firmino and Salah. And Klopp's obviously said to him, when they lose the ball, you got to slot across and fill in for him. So Henderson used to run out to the right wing and try and hold their left side up. And they were prepared to do it because Salah and Mane were that good, saved their legs. So before that, they had Coutinho, and that was the argument. Coutinho, you're carrying him. There was four of them, we were saving goals in. So he's now got McAllister's unselfish for me, Sloboslai's unselfish, Gravenbert's unselfish, and then you've got a bit of flair in Wirtz. Is he going to make the team better? Or we'd like to think so.
These lads got in the picture. They've got the talent. I didn't see the passion. I didn't see the previous European Liverpool side show.
All right, look, Rob, go on. Your line's not great, Rob. To be honest,
I thought they got battered in midfield, like Endo, Gundogan, and the other lad from Arsenal. What was his name?
Torreira,
yeah. But they were like set up to be well organised, and they were like ratting around the pitch.
Liverpool haven't got passion, though. I mean, I mean, it's not. You're not allowed to not have passion playing for Liverpool, especially in midfield. I get what you're saying, with the players that they had before, but come on. I mean, this team won the Premier League last season.
Well, it didn't. If you play a weakened team,
Florian Wirtz is the only the midfield. Florian Wirtz has come in, right? He's become a bit of an issue because you've paid a lot of money for him, and you've got to play him in the side. You've got to give him time. You've got to give him that sort of belief that he's the man. And it isn't quite happening for him in terms of getting the goals or assists. It's not. I didn't think he was terrible tonight.
No, he will come good. He's a class act.
Kirkes, mate, kept getting behind him. Kirkes, is Andy Robertson's legs gone? Because I don't think they are. He's 31 years old. I mean, it wasn't great last season. He had some injuries. But don't tell me Andy Robertson can't play left back for Liverpool now. And Kirkes, who come from Bournemouth, is a better player. Like, I understand Kirkes might be the future, but Andy Robertson, for me, is still a top quality player, and he's done it for Liverpool for 4 or 5 years.
I agree.
Week in, week out, in massive games, away from home, in the Champions League. Kirkes ain't.
Well, until the start of this season, if you'd have said to me, name the world's best left-backs, Andy Robertson would be in the frame. I wouldn't say he's the best, but he'd be in the frame. And when people say we weren't that good last season, well, when Liverpool won the league, they'd only lost 2 games. So he hasn't done a lot wrong, has he?
Yeah. No.
He ain't cost them any games.
No, I agree. Yeah? So people can have, players are entitled to have half a bad season. Do you know what I mean? And they can come back next season and become stronger again. I just think they've signed his Kirkes, because he was good at Bournemouth. But this is Liverpool.
You can't be learning on the job at Liverpool. Liverpool used to bring somebody in to watch Andy Robertson. Watch him. Watch how he trains. Watch how he plays. Watch where he is on the pitch. And then when you get your chance, you go in. But normally they'd keep you in the reserves. They won't play in the reserves now. They keep you in the reserves for 12 months. So he should be learning off Andy. And I agree with you. His legs can't be gone. Is he? He is 31, is he?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's 31, and there's nothing wrong with him. It's like that level he's played at. Kirkes has played for Bournemouth.
Yeah, I know.
Different world. Different animals.
Yeah, I know.
Mentally different.
Bournemouth ain't playing Galatasaray away in the Champions League.
Yeah. So
Andy Robertson's been there and done it. He's worn the T-shirt. He knows what them big nights are about. And I just watched it tonight and see how bad they are at the back. And I'm looking at it going, they need some leaders back in the back four. And you're playing, Szoboszlai play. He's not, for me, he's not a fullback. You're going to play Frimpong there. He needs time. But Kirkes, I'm looking at him going, mate, get done in behind all the time. There's having a field day, Galatasaray. Just kept running behind them.
Well,
causing all sorts of problems.
What worried me was it the Crystal Palace game where he kept getting sucked into the middle of the pitch and Gapco ended up playing left back? An experienced player, Andy Robertson, would have said, I am not going in there with him. He would have shouted to McAllister or Szoboszlai, who was in front of him, and said, hey, I ain't coming in here. He's popping in there. I ain't leaving my post and leaving this side of the pitch open and making Gapco play left back.
Yeah.
An experienced player sorts that out.
Yeah.
And he got done doing that. I thought, he's not, he's learning.
Is he ready to play for Liverpool?
No, say no. He's a good player.
Is he ready to play for Liverpool in the Champions League?
What do you mean ready? We'll find out, won't we?
I'm asking you a question. Is he ready? Is he good enough to play for Liverpool in the Champions League right now over Robertson?
If my job was on the line tomorrow in the Champions League, I would play Andy Robertson before him at left back.
I agree. Keep your calls coming in. No free. 717 22 33
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go, always.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pittodrie on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well, but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany, always a tough place to go to.
Good evening, you are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie Hara and Dean Saunders going to be joined by European football expert Kevin Hatchard to run us through some of the biggest talking points from across the continent. But first, it's been a huge night in the Champions League. Here's how all the action sounded right here on talkSPORT.
Jose back at Benfica. Now he's back at the bridge. High delivery, Garnacho. Oh, it's in for an own goal. Chelsea lead.
Bodo Glimt 2, Spurs 0. Is Jens Peter Horger again. A shocking night for Spurs. How unlucky can they get? Bodo Glimt 2, Spurs 2. Keeper kicks it out straight into the midriff of Richarlison.
The last team to keep a clean sheet against Liverpool in a group stage game in the Champions League was Atalanta back in November 2020. Galatasaray given a penalty as Yilmaz is clipped by Szoboszlai. It's Osimhen against Alisson. Right-footed, right down the middle. Alisson dived past it, and Galatasaray lead.
We thought this might be a tough ask for Liverpool going here.
There was to be no late show in Istanbul, and Galatasaray, who were hammered 5-1 on the opening night of the Champions League, beat Liverpool by a goal to nil.
Yeah, disappointing night for Liverpool. Let's go to Ross, who's a Galatasaray fan. All right, Ross?
Hey, Ross.
All right, Jamie. All right, Dino, how are we doing?
Yeah, we're good, mate. We're good. I mean, fair play to you tonight. I mean, unbelievable performance.
Oh, it's excellent. I think probably goes down as one of our top 3 results in Europe, probably beating Real Madrid, beating Man United, and then tonight, I think. Yeah. You know, it's not like we've beaten a B team Man United. We've just beaten the champions of England. Yeah. And I would say probably Liverpool, probably favourites along with Real Madrid for the Champions League this season. We've been 1-0.
On top of that, 26 games without a clean sheet in the Champions League. First time tonight, you know, 26 games.
Yeah, we're in good form. You know, we've won 18 of our last 19. Even then, we lost in the Champions League to Eintracht Frankfurt last time out, but 3 of them were own goals, you know. We played some really, really good football. We're in great form. We've got a great squad this year. Oshiman looked great. Icardi came on, made a real difference. Singo at right back, he looked excellent. The new goalkeeper, Shakir, he looked really good.
I thought midfield, I thought you was excellent. In midfield, I thought you were just... There's not many times I see players and teams beat Liverpool in midfield. Do you know what I mean? But tonight, I thought you had them. You did. Serrera in there was fantastic.
Yeah, Henderson, he's gone to Brentford and he's done a brilliant job. We brought in Gundogan and he's coming. He's a Galatasaray fan. He's absolutely dreamed of playing for this club ever since he was a child. So, tonight for him, it's a massive game. It's somewhere he's always wanted to be. He's proven it on the biggest stage. You could see tonight his experience. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. I just think it's being downplayed a little bit. Galatasaray, little old Galatasaray from Turkey, but actually we've proved tonight we're a massive club. He was actually whooping against Liverpool. I thought we were brilliant.
Yeah, and I played with the manager, Haaaaas, and he was like, he was a bit like a tenacious fullback who got his foot in, and you can see the players. It was like as if he said to him, "Listen, we need some body contact tonight. You need to you don't just shadow box when you're closing these players down. You need to just leave your foot in." There was 8 yellow cards.
Yeah,
and they did get hustled out of it. They were well organised, disciplined. And Oshiman's a danger. Yilmaz played well, got him behind Sloboslai. But the Spurs fans must be watching and thinking, Sanchez, how can he play like that?
Yeah, I know. He was brilliant.
When he was brilliant for Ajax, in the Europa League final, he looked absolutely fantastic.
Right. We paid 40 million for him, Spurs. He was absolutely terrible for us. He was like Canate tonight.
Yeah, he was brilliant. And also the fans, I thought the fans were fantastic. I mean, Dino as well, I wonder what it was like. Can you tell me a bit more about the old original Ali Sami Yen? What was that stadium like compared to the new one? What was the atmosphere like there?
Well, I was telling Jamie earlier, I remember we played Sparta Prague in a European game.
Yeah.
And we were 1-0 up away from home and we let 2 goals in the last 5 minutes. So we were behind. Nedved was playing for Sparta Prague. And we walk, when you walk up onto the pitch, you have to come up the steps. You come out of the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as you come out the floor, you couldn't see the pitch from red and yellow smoke. You just couldn't. And the noise, the whistling tonight, it does put you off because you can't actually shout information to each other.
You can't.
Yeah. But for us, when we had the ball, it was all right. But if you shouted leave it or over, you can't, when you're kicking off, you can't actually hear each other speak.
Yeah.
And you stood right next to each other. The noise is that. And they carried on. I thought they were going to run out of whistles soon.
Yeah, my mate was there tonight in the Liverpool end. He said he couldn't believe how noisy it was. He could not believe how loud it was.
I think we've broken the world record, haven't we, for loudest noise.
I remember.
Highest amount of decibels when we scored goals.
I looked up at the second tier of the stadium.
Yeah.
And there was a lad with a bass drum. He's got no shirt on, right? A pair of shorts. And there was one lad holding him by his foot. He was sat backwards. His back was to the ground. He's got the drum.
Yeah.
And he's orchestrating the crowd singing, banging the drum. But someone's holding his foot. I'm thinking he's going to fall off. As the game, every now and again, I looked up. Thinking, is he still there? He's going to fall off at some point during the game. But mad. But they are passionate. And tonight they showed 5 million supporters they've got, Galatasaray, around the world.
Yeah, I'm one of them, and I'm so proud to be a Galatasaray fan, especially on
what a club.
Yeah, fair play to him, Ross. It was a great performance, great result.
Hey, do you know what? Get your hair cut tomorrow. Just go out. I used to go, if we won a game like that, we'd be out into the shopping centre to get a free haircut.
Yeah.
Free fruit.
They're like gods out there, the players, right?
Well, you just get everything for free. If you lose, just keep your head down.
All right, let's go to Chico. He's a Liverpool fan. Chico.
Yes, hello,
Hi,
mate.
Chico.
How you doing?
I'm all right, Chico. I'm all right. Liverpool fans are not happy.
Man. No, disappointed with their performance, mate. Everyone's making excuses. We had high players that we played for, yeah, and they didn't perform against Galatasaray. It's embarrassing, no? This is Galatasaray, guys. It's not Real Madrid. It's not Bayern Munich. It's Galatasaray, and we're losing by a penalty that we got given.
No, mate, come on, Galatasaray, come on.
Should have not even been in the right back.
Come on, they got Osman playing up front. Torreira midfield. They got some good players, mate. They're a good side.
I upset
It's a huge
a few.
football club.
Listen, I'm a Liverpool fan, yeah, but from Palace performance and today, it's not on. Do you know what I mean? It's not on, mate. It's not on because we have to do better. We're the champions of England, man. We went there and they spanked us, mate. Gave us a whooping, big whooping, by a penalty that Sebastian should have not been. at the right back.
I upset a few Galatasaray fans. I think I said that there's not one of the
Do you know what I
players,
mean?
not
Like,
one of the players would get in Liverpool's team.
Listen, you know what? We go again against Chelsea.
That's a big game now. It's a huge game.
We have to win because Arsenal with their performance.
No, but Cheeky, don't you need to calm down a little bit, Liverpool fans? Do you, all right, Crystal Palace weren't great, right? I get that, but Crystal Palace have been brilliant. They're 18 games unbeaten. You've played against Galatasaray tonight. They've won 18 out of 19. I think they've won. They've only lost one game. You're not playing against no mugs here. You're playing against a top team away from home in the Champions League.
Can I just tell you, I played for both teams, right? I played for both teams. Every time Liverpool play a game of football, the opposition treat it like the World Cup final. If you don't match them for what they like, Galatasaray threw everything they've got at Liverpool tonight.
Yeah,
and it's the same for Galatasaray. Every time they go Antalya, they go, anywhere.
Yeah,
it's like Galatasaray are in town.
Yeah.
Come on, they're all fit, they're all round to go, they're all motivated.
Yeah,
and if you turn up. If you go to Galatasaray and play a weakened team, you risk losing.
Yeah.
That's what happened tonight.
Chico, thanks for your call. Keep them coming in. We're going to be joined by Kevin Hatchard, but we get some more calls on Spurs. They nicked a draw against Bodo Glimt. Chelsea, they beat Benfica 1-0. We'll hear from Jose Mourinho. 030 717 22 3344.
What's this music then? Since we used to have like the real thing on, or we used to have a theme to the music. So the lorry drivers
we did
tonight
start with
on the road.
We started with some Turkish music, but that's gone out the window. So we've gone back to the we don't want to pay royalties now, Dino.
I only know one Turkish song. Buna hediyarim, buna hediyarim, buna hediyarim. Number 1 that was.
Was it?
6 weeks.
All right, keep your calls coming in. 03717 22 3344. Spurs, they got a result tonight. Clawed a 2-2 draw against Bodo Glimt after a really poor performance. So let's go to Sam, who's a Spurs fan. All right, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Good evening, guys.
How are you, Sam?
A bit disappointed after that. I think 2-0 down, you take a point. But just worrying signs of Spurs fans. I mean, the Wolves game was bad, and then that was even worse. We've had some bad performances this season, and you take a point. But the real problem is there's no partnerships forming. There's no style of play. This was something that was kind of discussed when Frank was coming in. Like, what style were we going to play? And tonight it was just long ball to Richarlison. I haven't seen us pass through a team's press all season. And Richarlison is not the guy that you want up top to carry us through a game like that. Every time Richarlison's playing, it's like 10 men. I think it must be a dream for the opposition centre-backs. I know in the box he can be a problem, but the problem is we're not getting to the box. So
do you think there's a lot of players out at Tottenham, mate, who are, tonight, look, the mentality's there. You've got to give them that, right? They've dug out a result in a poor performance. You've done that against Wolves. You've done it tonight. But there are players there, mate, who I just don't think are good enough.
Yeah. It's just, it reminded me of Tamworth last season. We played an Astro then. We had to take that to extra time. And some players that played tonight were in that team. And ultimately, we achieved what we wanted last season, getting Champions League. But we haven't, backed it up. We've been left short, as we always were. And I know Levy's gone now. We're all happy about that. But, yeah, we've been left short. I don't really get why, because we've achieved, what we want, which is Champions League football in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and ultimately we're not gonna be doing what we want to be doing this season. I think I can't see us finishing in the top 5. And
we're third.
I think Thomas Frank's a brilliant manager.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not saying this because it's Man United, but he's the opposite of Amorim.
Amarin.
Amorim.
Oh, Amorim.
Yeah. He'll look at a team and think. He'll go, right, I'll tell you what we'll do today. They're gonna park the bus. We'll play with 2 wingers. We'll play.
Yeah, he does.
And then he goes, if the 2 centre backs for the opposition can't head it, let's just boom balls on top of them all day.
Yeah.
And we'll get something like. He looks at the weakness of the opposition.
Yeah. He's an adaptable manager.
Yeah, and he'll change the way they play. Let's play total football today, out from the back. They don't press very well. He'll do that. And I think the team, if you look at the league table, are you third? Spurs?
Yeah, third, I think.
Third,
yeah. Third.
And
4th in the Champions League. It ain't been a bad start. You've got to remember where we're coming from as well, Sam. Do you know what I mean? Like, finished 17th last season. It was a terrible season, and there was a lot of poor performances from players. And, I think some of them players are still playing poor. But the mentality's there to fight and grind out a result. I think last season, I know we played Bodo Glimt and beat them, but that was a semi-final different. That performance tonight, I think we lose last season.
Yeah, I mean, defensively we have improved under Frank, definitely. I mean, tonight there was a lot of balls into the box that we didn't deal with, but we have improved. I think anything's an improvement under defensively compared to what we did with Ange. But going forward, we've lost a lot. The way we play, I think Spence left back is a huge problem going forward. I love him defensively, but going forward, teams suss it out. We saw that with England having a right-footed left back. Yeah. It doesn't work. And Vicario as well. Recently, last few games, his kicking lets us down. We can't play out, and we just have to go long. And then, like I said, we can't hold it up top. So
who played centre back tonight? Was it Van der Ven and who was with him? Romero.
Van der Ven and Danso.
Romero's injured, is he?
Yeah.
I'd like to speak to them too one day.
What do you mean?
Say, Van der Ven never.
How do you feel playing under Frank compared to playing under Ange, where you're like a little bit deeper? Or do you prefer playing up on the halfway line? Or
I think I know what your answer is going to be.
Well, Mickey definitely prefers it now. I think he's more protected.
Pedro Porro, defensively, was poor tonight. The 2 goals they scored, it's him. He's getting
when
done. You can't let your man just come inside and bend one in the top corner.
Yeah, twice. We always do that to Porro. Like he can potentially deal with a touchline winger. He dealt with Doku well earlier this season. When people come in they cut in against him, if you haven't got the right centre mid there to stop that, it's trouble. It's always trouble there. So, big problems. But, ultimately, coming back from 2-0 down, you've got to be happy with a point. And I think we will get, maybe top 8 in Champions League. So
How can you be happy with a point, though? Because I'm not being disrespectful here, but what league are they in? Ball Glimp.
Yeah, well, it's a disgrace. Yeah.
What league are they in?
Well, they're in the Champions League.
No, but what league are they in? I don't even know what country they're from.
Norway.
Norway.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not being disrespectful. I just didn't know.
Yeah, I know, but they got to the semi-final of the Europa League last season, and now they're in the Champions League. They're no mugs. Bodo Glimt are a good team, especially at home. It's AstroTurf.
Have they got one player that would get in Spurs' team?
Well, the player who bent 2 in the top corner tonight, probably.
Would he get in Spurs? Why is he?
I know,
you
can say that
in Norway.
Yeah, well, because they're playing in Norway, because that's where he is. Do you know what I mean? But
what I'm trying to say is Spurs should beat that team.
Yeah, they should beat that team, but you've got to look at the context, and you've got to look at their performances at home on that pitch are amazing. They turn a lot of teams over.
I understand that.
In Europe as well.
Circumstances like the pitch, and they play above themselves, and you turn up with the wrong head on. Like Liverpool got turned over tonight, and have Galatasaray got, they've got better players than Galatasaray.
One thing about the pitch, the guys in commentary said that Thomas Frank didn't want to play on it. You only get 45 minutes the night before. They didn't want to play on it just because they thought there was no point. But why would you not want, the players to feel?
Because it takes it out your legs, mate. Let me tell you, Sam, I don't know if you play football, Sam. Mate,
No,
you play on AstroTurf. You play on AstroTurf. The next day your calves are in bits, your Achilles, your ankles.
I had,
it does. It's completely different. So if you're training the night before on it, well, there's a potential that you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to feel stiff.
I was assistant manager at Newcastle, right? And one day it was snowing. So Graham Souness said, well, go and train in the gym. And I pulled a sheet of paper out. I had 19 players who were refusing to train on AstroTurf. Alan Shearer was one of them.
Yeah.
Michael Owen, another one. The players hate playing on it. And I've never seen a good game of football on 3G.
I know. Well,
the ball's like a bar of soap.
Well, the ball bounces different. Everything's different. It just slows the game down. Everything about it's rubbish. But look, I'm going to give you some stats on Bodo Glimt at home in Europe since 2020. They've only lost 5 in 31 games in Europe. Each one they've lost only by 1 goal. 25 European home wins.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah.
I mean, so you got to look at the context. All right, you say Bodo Glimt, who are they? But at home in Europe, they're a decent side. Sam, listen,
not really.
We know who they are. Yeah, they came to our ground. The atmosphere that night at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium at semi-final was probably the best I've ever seen at home. They were trouble then. We went away and we got over the line. And ultimately we won the Europa League, and that's why we're in the Champions League. And I just think we were left short in the summer. It was a messy summer. And that's why we're here where we are. Solanke's out, Coleman is out. We have to play with Charleston, and that lets us down every time.
What odds were they tonight?
I don't know.
Glimt to beat Spurs. I bet like Galatasaray were 4-1.
Yeah, I think Bodo Glimt would have been less than that.
Less?
They don't lose at home, Dean.
Have you played in the Norwegian league? Have you?
I haven't.
But what do you mean by that?
It's not the best league in the world.
No, I know, but they're in the Champions League, Dean. Do you know what I mean? They're not idiots. They got to the semi-final of the Europa League last night.
I know Spurs should beat them.
Yeah, all right, but they're not Galatasaray. But they're still a decent side. Yeah, Spurs should beat them.
They shouldn't be happy with a point.
Do you want to know what their odds were tonight?
Go on.
2-1.
He's just told you, is he?
Yeah, told you there'd be less. They're no mugs. They've lost 5 games in 31 games.
No, he should beat them.
Let's go to Alfie, who's a Spurs fan. Alf.
Hey, Jamie, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right. Hi, Alf. I'm all right. Look, what did you make of it?
Look, I'm disappointed tonight. As a Spurs through and through, I think I've got to a point where I've realised that Spurs fans live in a fantasy where we think we're a big club, but we're really not. And I get your points on Bodo Glimt. I think they've earned their right to be in this competition. But ultimately, if you look at what we're spending versus what they are, we should be beating teams like this.
I bet Spurs' budget playing budget, wages, is probably...
You've got no divine
100,
right to
100
beat anyone
million.
just because you spend money. Right?
Jamie, 100 million, right? I bet Bobo Glimp's budget is about 15, 20 million.
Bobo, they're called Bodo.
Sorry, I don't mean to sound as if
Honestly.
I'm taking the mick, but right, honestly, I've never heard of him.
Yeah,
And I've been in football all my life.
but Alf, I hear you, and I understand your argument. I do. Spurs should win the game, all right? But you got no divine right to just turn up because you're a bigger club than them to go and win the football match. You got to earn it. They're a good side at home. They're a good team.
You got better players than them.
Yeah, I know we've got better players than them, but they don't like playing on Astro. They're obviously brilliant at home. They've won a lot of football matches on that pitch. So it's a difficult tie. It's not an easy place to go. We've come away from it. It wasn't a great performance, and the players need to be better, and some of them I don't think are good enough, Alf. 100% agree with you that some of these players are not good enough, I don't believe, to be where Tottenham want to get to. But you've shown mentality. You've come away with a point. You've got 4 points from the first 2 games in the Champions League.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Look, I'm not one to assassinate someone's character, but I think Pedro Porro tonight was a disgrace to the badge. And I don't want to be animated just for the sake of it as a Spurs fan on talkSPORT, but I just thought he was poor.
Well, we didn't watch the game. What was he doing wrong?
I just think he looked miles away when he played for us, and that to me just is indicative of.
Defensively, he's not great. He's not great defensively.
Yeah,
was he at fault for the goals?
Both goals.
Was he?
Yeah, both goals. If you look at the highlights tonight, both goals, he's just miles away. He's just not there.
No, I agree with you. Defensively, I don't think he was. Look, he hasn't been great this season so far, but you can't say he weren't good last season. There was some games that he dug us out of some massive holes.
Yeah, I think something seems off. I think last season he was a proper mentality monster, but this year he don't look there. But I think ultimately Frank's had a great start. We have to stay positive.
Yeah.
But there's still things. The narrative around Spurs, I think we have to try and change. You know, because we want to get to a point where we can push into that top 4 space, kind of consistently get into those late stages of European competitions. And I think sometimes as Spurs fans, we bring it on ourselves to just continually not deliver, you know?
All jokes aside, I'm only winding you up, but they're doing well. They're doing well, Spurs, I think. I think the managers...
Thomas Frank's top man.
He sorted it out. They were like a sieve last season. Obviously, teams worked it out. You can't play a high line because you only play each other twice. So the next time you play, we go in, that's not happening again. Remember Chelsea when they had 9 men?
Yeah.
And they played the high line, remember?
Yeah,
and Sterling kept running offside. It took them about 20 minutes.
Yeah, to figure it out.
And they figured it out.
Yeah, I know. But
so coaches do that.
Thomas Frank's, that won't happen.
No.
But we need to be better. The performance wasn't good enough tonight, but we've got a draw. Right, up next, we're going to speak to our European football expert, Kevin Hatchard. He's going to run us through some of the big talking points. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with talkSPORT Bet. Download the new talkSPORT Bet app today. 18 plus. BeGambling.org. listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie Hart and Dean Saunders will hear from Liverpool manager Arne Slot after his side's defeat in the Champions League tonight. We're going to run you through back pages as well. But let's bring in European football expert Kev Hatchard to go over all this week's action in association with talkSPORT Bet.
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or visit talksportbet.com to see all our latest sign-up offers. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
All right, Kev.
Hi, Kev.
How are we, chaps? You well?
Yeah, we're good, mate. We're good. Look, disappointing night for Liverpool. I've got to ask you, Galatasaray, I thought they were absolutely superb. Deserved it.
Yeah. They're a good side. I mean, they've won the league in each of the last 3 years. They've spent a lot on that team. They've got a world-class striker in Osimhen. And I thought they pressed incredibly well. They looked very naive away from home on match day 1 as they got stuffed 5-1 by Eintracht Frankfurt. But if you look at Galatasaray's history, they've always been much, much stronger at home. And I know, they've not been making an impact at the top level of European football for a while. But I thought they looked like a team that had money spent on it, that has had a coach that's been there for 3 years. The game plan, I think, worked really well. They kept setting traps, which Liverpool kept stumbling into, and they fully deserved the win.
Kev, what do you do now? Because they got stuff 5 tonight as well, Frankfurt.
Yeah, let go Madrid, right?
Well, where are we going to go with that form?
Yeah, I mean, they won 6-4 at the weekend at Borussia Mönchengladbach. I think their games are getting on for 50 goals already.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible. So they're a young side, and they ran into a bit of a chainsaw, to be honest, because if you look at Atletico Madrid, they absolutely smashed Real Madrid at the weekend.
Yeah.
They won 5-2. They were fully deserving of that win. And I think there are 2 things at play here. I think the first is you look at Atletico's early results and you think, oh, wow, they're not great. They're against quite limited teams. They're not winning games. But if you looked at their performances, they were much better than the results suggested. They fought back really well at Anfield, but ended up conceding that late winner. And the last 2 performances, the performances have matched the results. Alvarez, I think, is really starting to make this his team. He's been scoring brilliant goals. He's been scoring penalties. He's been leading from the front. And I think sometimes we get a bit caught up with the Premier League and we assume that a player will want to return to the Premier League if they've been there before.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's the case with him. He's done that. He's won the treble with City. The difference with this is his team, in a way that City could never be, and in a way that Argentina wasn't when they won the World Cup. That was Messi's team. City wasn't his team. But this, in the next couple of years, I think is going to become Julian Alvarez's team.
Kev, Florian Wirtz, I know you're a big fan, and I've watched him play as well, and he's obviously a class act. What do you think so far? Obviously, he's struggling a bit. What's the solution with him?
Yeah, a bit of patience. It's not happening for him. I mean, I'm a huge fan of his, as you know, Dean, but it's not happening for him at the moment. I think the pace of play is what he's struggling with at the moment. He's taking an extra touch. He's maybe not quite making the ball move as quickly as he normally would, and he's getting caught out, and that's the truth of it. And when you have such a big money move and you have that change of club and change of country, you want to hit the ground running, and when it doesn't happen, there's just that little seed of doubt in his mind, but I'm 100% convinced it's going to happen for him.
Kev, is he a world-class player? Like, how good was he in Bundesliga? Like, was he, like, every week, oh, my God, like Kevin De Bruyne-esque? Was he that good?
Yeah.
Like, are we talking about a player here who has got that in the locker?
Well, look, the team that was unbeaten and won the league and the cup that season, which Bayern have never done, by the way, and got to the final of the Europa League that same season, he was the best player. He wasn't the only top player. Granit Xhaka was important. Jonathan Tah was important. But he was outstanding. And if you look at the Champions League last season, he got 5 Man of the Match awards for Leverkusen. It's in there, but that whole team was geared towards what he could do. He's gone to Liverpool and he's one of several. So it's not been built around him, and I wouldn't expect it to be. But Liverpool are in that transition where they're trying to renew the team. Mm-hmm. They're trying to not be as reliant on Mo Salah, even though Salah's still brilliant, but they're not being as reliant on him, and that's going to take time. So the reason they paid so much for him was, A, he was in demand because Bayern absolutely wanted him.
Yeah.
Leverkusen didn't want to let him go. So that played into it as well. And you're also buying potential because he's still in his early 20s with a lot of room to grow.
Do you know what, Kev, as well? I remember going to Liverpool. I was at Derby and I went to Liverpool and I joined in the five-a-sides at the start. I was thinking, what's going on here? It's like a pinball machine. Everybody playing 1 and 2 touch. Everything was miles quicker. And the higher up you go, the players do everything quicker. They play 1 touch if they can. If they can't play 1 touch, they play 2 touch.
Yeah.
They very rarely dribble with the ball unless you Salah or John Barnes or one of them.
Yeah.
So he will come up to that speed.
Yeah. He needs to do it quickly. I know that. Let's talk about Bayern Munich. Obviously sticking with Joe. They won 5-1 tonight. Harry Kane scored 2 again. I mean, his goal record is just outrageous.
It's 102 goals in 105 games now. Commentated on him.
Anyone who
at the
says
weekend.
he's not world class is
it's wild. It's wild because what you always get. So great example. Commentated on him on Friday. Gets 2 goals, brings up 100. So he's got to 100 goals quicker than Ronaldo did it at Real Madrid, quicker than Haaland did it at Manchester City. What you always get. It's a farmers' league. He's playing against rubbish teams every week. Do you not think Cristiano Ronaldo came up against some rubbish teams in La Liga?
Yeah.
Do we not think Haaland comes up against some rubbish in the Premier League?
Yeah.
You know, he's just put 2 past Burnley. With all respect to Burnley, but they're the weakest team in the league.
Oh, of course.
So you're going to have games like that. For Kane to have racked up 100 in 104 games is wild. And 21 of those were in the Champions League. So... You know, you then look at his Premier League record, it's 2 goals in every 3 games. So what more do you want? You know, and that wasn't even for a Tottenham team that was dominant, really. So I just think he's also part of a turbocharged attack. I mean, they've got 35 goals now in their first 9 games of the season.
Wow.
They've won all of them across 4 competitions. And they are playing really, really good football at the moment. And you have to give Kompany a lot of credit because when he went there, people said, well, hang on, he got relegated with Burnley. How's he getting the Bayern job?
Yeah.
But I think what we're seeing now is a guy that has worked with Guardiola, has learnt a lot from Guardiola, and that's what Bayern wanted, really.
Okay.
Because they can't have Guardiola anymore, but they wanted something vicarious that they could kind of get that Guardiola link, and they've got it.
And Kev, going back to Harry Kane, he's not quick, which is amazing. He's not quick, and he gets all these goals.
He's not.
But he's not quick, is he?
Yeah,
So he's not outpacing people.
No.
So it's obviously his speed of thought.
Yeah.
And his anticipation.
Yeah.
And he's got the tools. He's got a stick of dynamite in both feet. So he obviously knows where to go before everybody else reads it.
Yeah.
He gets there first.
Yeah.
And that's the
phenomenal
secret.
finisher.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And the other thing as well is that the creative side of it is so important as well because he's dropping into that number 10 position. He's playing switches. He's playing little balls around the corner. The other thing as well, and I forget this sometimes, and then you look at the stats of a game that you've just done, the number of challenges he wins. Because you think about the goals, and then you'll see he's won like 80% of his challenges. And he's winning headers, he's winning he's winning 50-50s. And the way he speaks as well, and some of the younger players at Bayern have been at pains to stress how much they learn from him.
Yeah.
I mean, just think of a guy who's never missed a penalty in the Bundesliga. He's got 18 out of 18. Imagine watching that in training, him lasering them in left, right and centre.
No,
Kev, more important than that, Kev, is his attitude. And his attitude, you can imagine how he trains. You can imagine how he talks to younger players and how what he says to people in the dressing room. That's what you learn the most from.
Yeah. Bayern love him. Bayern absolutely love him.
Yeah, I bet
they really do.
I bet they do. Let's just talk about some of the games that are on tomorrow night. Arsenal. It's live on talkSPORT from 8 p.m. They got Olympiacos. Any good, Olympiacos, this season?
Well, look, Arsenal are the huge favourites. The caveat would be that this is an Olympiacos team that achieved things under Jose Luis Mendilibar that nobody expected because they won the Conference League a couple of seasons ago. They've got some players who've got a lot of European experience. Daniel Podence, you might remember, who was at Wolves at one stage. They've got some firepower as well, but they had a really disappointing result first time out. They were held 0-0 by Paphos, so got a bit of catching up to do. So, yeah, Arsenal absolutely the favourites. But if they're off it, and this is what we saw with Liverpool, at this level, if you are off it, there are teams that can punish you.
And he did play. He played a weakened team, Liverpool. tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you're asking for trouble.
Just really quickly, Kev, live on talkSPORT 2, 8 p.m. tomorrow, Monaco versus Man City. How have Monaco started?
Yeah, a bit hit and miss, to be honest, at a young side. So you would expect that level of kind of variation in their game. If they click, they're very dangerous. But it's not It's not. Yes, but they're easing him in really, really gently at the moment. Ansu Fati's looked good, though. He's been scoring goals recently. Okay. But, you know, it's not an intimidating place to go. You would expect City to win the game and make the most of Monaco's inexperience.
Okay. Speaking of Pogba, has he played at all, Kev?
No, they're hopeful that he's going to be back up to speed very, very soon, but they've been super careful with him, and that's understandable.
Yeah.
He's got a second chance. I hope he...
Well,
I hope he's realised, I'm throwing my
too.
career away. Let's have another go, and I hope he gets back to being Paul Pogba.
Well, he's had some pretty awful things go on as well. He's not been blameless, like, don't get me wrong.
No.
But if you look at some of the stuff that's happened to him as well, and some of the people who've let him down close to him, he's had a pretty rough time. So I've got my fingers crossed for him, really.
Yeah, me too. All right, Kev, you're a star. Thank you.
Cheers, chaps.
Well, that was a look at the latest action. Thanks to talkSPORT Bet. Terms and conditions apply. 18+, beganware.org.
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. Download the app or visit talksportbet.com to see all our latest sign-up offers. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Right, we're going to hear from Liverpool manager Arne Slot next. You are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie Hart and Dean Saunders. Going to hear from Arnie Slot after that loss for Liverpool tonight. I want to hear from Chelsea fans as well. But first, the latest golf video is out now where I've taken on my old gaffer.
Here we go.
It's all about the shaft, though, for me.
Well, the best way to describe it, it's the best shop you've ever been in your life. and it is. Drive for show, putt for dough. It's a disgrace. See that? He drove over my ball, eh? Not hard enough.
Sums him up, that does. Always short.
See in the trees there? Don't be giving it rabbit scrapings. So I'm just going to hit this up the right with a bit of Dennis Law, and it'll go something like this. Thank you.
Yeah, right.
It's up the middle.
That's right.
Gave me a good old spanking, didn't you, Dino?
Oh, I'm surprised you're showing your face. I mean, it's I've not won many golf matches, but that is the biggest pasting I've ever been.
It was a pasting.
And your attitude stunk.
What do you mean my attitude stunk?
You drove over my ball. You're getting a hump with the fella with the drone. You're getting the cameraman. You're having to go to them. People behind us shouting, get on with it. I'm walking in front of the shot tracer. You blamed everybody. I can't play with these clubs.
Yeah,
they're rubbish.
It was a tough afternoon for me, mate.
And you hit 7 hooks. I counted them.
Yeah, it was a bad day at the office, mate. We need a rematch. Proper match.
Yeah.
80 holes. My own clubs.
Have you ever beat me? I don't think you have. I don't think you've ever beat me.
I don't know if I have, actually.
I don't think you have. No.
Remember when we played with my boy? My boy beat me.
And I play you every week. Hey, by the way, on that subject, because I haven't been on, I'm not going to say much. Well done to the European team.
Yeah.
And the Americans, at least it was going to be like a walkover at one point. I was sat there for about quarter of an hour thinking, we've lost it. We're going to lose.
Yeah, I know.
And we've hung
didn't
on.
we?
But the crowd were an absolute disgrace. And it's ruining golf. It is ruining golf as we know it. There's some unwritten laws in golf.
Mm.
And it is a gentleman's game.
Yeah.
And it does teach young lads who are coming up playing golf discipline, and they have to wait your turn, like dress properly.
Yeah.
And it is something good about that. The discipline that they take into the rest of their lives.
Yeah, I agree.
And you got people throwing cans of beer at Rory McIlroy's wife.
Yeah.
And shouting things that you wouldn't hear.
Yeah, no, it's disgusting.
It's not football. You know what I mean? It's golf.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace. And it's got to stop because it's going to ruin golf. And it started at the Waste Management when they were throwing beers on that green. It started there.
Yeah.
And they've got to cut it out because I think it's going to ruin golf.
I tend to agree with you on that one, that's for sure. We want it to be entertaining, but they overstep the mark, the Americans, that's for sure. You can head over to the new talkSPORT Golf YouTube channel now for exclusive Ryder Cup content. See who comes out on top between me and Dean. Well, you know, because Dean gave me a bashing. Enzo Maresca has been speaking after his side's win against Jose's Benfica tonight and was asked whether he's concerned about the amount of red cars they're picking up.
For me personally, there is not any concern or any issue in behind. It's just a moment that probably you need to take a different reason and avoid, for instance, Robert foul after 2-3 minutes, or even the other day against Brighton, 15 minutes, we were 1-0 up. Sometimes it's better to concede the goal or the chance, because then it's 11-11, you have 40 more minutes. So for me personally, there is not any problem behind.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Simon, who's a Chelsea fan. All right, Si?
Hi, Simon.
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm right, Si. What do you make of it tonight?
I don't think we were great tonight.
No.
I mean, I think if they had a bit more end product, they could have drawn or even won the game. And I'm not Maresca's biggest fan. I just think we pass with no purpose. If Palmer or someone else doesn't do anything special, we don't win the game. And if you look at last season against the big teams, we struggled. Apart from Tottenham, we don't beat any big teams. So it's just...
I have to say, I agree. I mean, when look, we had all the games on tonight, but Chelsea was one of the ones we kept an eye on. I thought Benfica really played all right, but they just didn't, as you said, they didn't have an end product. They didn't have that player. And it always happens with these European teams. They come up against Premier League sides, they play well, but they just don't have that player who bangs the goals in. But I think Chelsea have been really average so far this season.
Yeah, I think he's an average manager, and he does a lot of strange things. Like I called last season about playing Caicedo at right back. It doesn't make sense. Against United, they're a poor team. Why are you bringing on so many defenders? We can still win the game with 10 men. Newcastle got back to 2-2. Sunderland drew the game 1-1 with 10 men. But he just does a lot of strange things, and he did the same thing against Brighton. I'm just not a big fan. I don't think he's a top manager. I just think he's an average manager that'll get us a domestic trophy, but he's not going to win a league or a Champions League. I don't think he's...
He won the Club World Cup.
Apart from PSG, we didn't play anyone good.
Yeah.
I can't see us winning the league with him. I can't see us winning the Champions League. We drew against all the big teams last season. We only beat Tottenham, and we always beat Tottenham. He doesn't beat anyone. Do you know what I mean? There's only when Liverpool on holiday we beat them. We don't beat any of the big teams, even at home. So,
do you know, on the other subject about the yellow cards, I just think, I said it about 3 or 4 years ago, non-contact sport. It's turning into a non-contact sport. And players, if they get a foul for everything, will just fall over.
Yeah.
In training, like I've ref games in training, I don't give any fouls. Right?
Yeah.
So people don't dive. They know they're not going to get anything.
Yeah.
So if referees keep giving everything's a foul, everything's a yellow card, you get people like Ekitike missing a game. You've paid 200 quid a ticket to go and watch Ekitike play. He's not playing. Pedro tonight, sent off. So I won't worry about the red cards. To be honest, it's easy to get a red card nowadays. Was it Gary Lineker never got a yellow card?
Don't know.
Impossible. Now, there's no way Gary Lineker could play football now.
Shrewsbury Hall got suspended. He's got 5 yellow cards in 6 games.
Everything's a foul. So if you give a foul against somebody for a push or something like a little 20 minutes in the second half, he gets another one. He's off.
Yeah, I know. No, I agree with you. I think
it's non-contact football. It's ruining football. It is. Think about what gets people off their seats. A goal, you can't celebrate anymore when the goal goes in.
Yeah.
That used to be what everybody stands up for.
Yeah.
A tackle, a double tackle in midfield. Someone gets up, goes in. People stand up. Closing down.
Yeah.
So you're not allowed to tackle anymore. Closing down when you make the opposition kick the ball out of play.
Yeah.
Players are frightened to put their foot in case they get it wrong. It's a yellow card.
Yeah.
So they slam the brakes on. So they don't press properly anymore.
Yeah.
Because that's a yellow card.
Yeah.
Apart from so all the fun's been taken out of football because they've made it non-contact.
Well, it's a fair point, to be fair. I have to agree with you again. It was just quite strange tonight. I'm agreeing with my old gaffer quite a bit too much. Don't know if I like it.
Well, you should have agreed with me all them years ago. You might have done a bit better.
Right, we're going to
told you to get fitter.
Yeah, well,
I didn't listen.
Still not fit now. Right, we're going to do back pages. They're coming up next.